there. Today what I want to do is I would like to show you how we're going to be making our slab plates that are going to be our plate exercise. I'm going to start off with stoneware clay, probably about the size of a grapefruit, and I am going to just wedge it up a little bit. If you have a nice even slab to begin with that you cut directly off the block, you don't really have to wedge it. But since mine was more of a chunk that was irregular, I thought I would wedge it. Now, what I did was I just kind of flattened it out with my hand a little bit, and I am going to be using slab sticks in order to get an even thickness of my slab. Slab sticks are different thicknesses. We're going to use the red sticks, which are 1/4 of an inch thick. The yellow are too thick, and the green and blue are also too thick and too thin. The rolling pins are very large rolling pins. What we're going to be doing is, once you have your clay somewhat flattened out, you then start from the middle of the slab and roll outward in both directions. Now, you do this a little bit, and then you pick it up and release it from the table. You can see that the canvas is starting to get wet, and then you rotate it. And we're going to do that again. We are going to go from the middle outward. And then every few rolls, you're going to pick it up and release it and rotate it. I'm going to do that again. Now, the slab sticks are there on either side of my clay to stop me when I get down to the right thickness. I have more clay than I need, but I would rather have too much and cut some off than not have enough. So as I do this, I'm going to probably do one more pass. And when you hear the rolling pin all the way down on the sticks, you know you're at your right thickness. So I can go ahead and set those aside. Now, we're going to just be using paper plate molds for this. I'm just going to trim it just a little bit bigger. I'm going to cut off some of the extra right now so it's not quite so heavy when I put it on the paper plate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rib. I like the red rib, and I like to use the curved edge of a red rib. And I'm going to be ribbing this clay. Ribbing does a couple things. It will smooth it, but more importantly, it compresses the particles on the surface and it will make your clay stronger. I'm also going to flip this. Same thing. I'm going to smooth with the red rib both sides. Now, the fact that I flipped it, I might get a little canvas texture on the back, but I'm not really worried about it because I know that the compression is going to make it stronger. Now, before I set the clay on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a bag around this. The bag is going to protect the plate, because if you don't put the bag around it, your plate is going to absorb all that moisture and eventually it's going to fall apart. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set my clay right on top of the plate, and I'm going to just gently get it to take the form of the plate. So I'm kind of lifting that edge to get it to go down into the form. I can also take my rib and very gently rib it. Now I'm trying to do it without gouging it. And then I can do the rim. Now all this extra clay, I'm going to trim away, and I can do that with a needle tool. I'm going to just come in to the edge of the plate. I'll set that down so I can do it. And I'm going to let the needle tool ride along the edge of the plate. I'll trim that away. This is just to get us through the first day. Once we get that rolled out, then we'll let it get leather hard, and then we'll come back and we will clean that up and fix it up later. Okay, so when I go to put this in the cabinet, I would leave this plate uncovered for one night. I would leave it in there on the bag just as it is. When you come back tomorrow, it should be leather hard. And that's day one on making your plates.